Welcome to this course on movement. Today we have Adam Sharp with Galvan. Adam, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
In case people haven't seen some of the other videos, give us a quick introduction, quick overview of your background and what led you to Galvan.
Yeah, well, I'm proud to be a node owner and blockchainer now, but in my former life, I'm a physician and spent a lot of time doing health services research to improve healthcare systems in the past. And super excited to be one of the leaders at Galvan with a variety of other really good people.
Perfect. So as far as I could tell, this move to earn app was a huge focus in launching Galvan, the company. Why was physical motion such a big opportunity? Why is exercise such a big deal to motivate people to do?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Probably everyone has heard the saying, exercise is the best medicine. And most health professionals, or whether you're a health professional or not, would agree. The reason for that is it just makes everything better. Even people who are older, mobility and their ability to get up and do something is the best prognostic indicator of how well they're doing. Even in the ICU, they've tried to get people up, even when they're still on the ventilator, which is remarkable, as long as they're cognitively aware to move their arms and legs. We know that people who exercise often, regardless of what you look like, tall, short, in between, heavy, thin, exercise decreases all the things that you don't want. Cardiovascular disease, cancer, dementia, the list goes on, mental health, depression, and other things. All those things are improved and better, regardless of what you do. We're agnostic to the type of exercise. We know people have their preferences, but it's really, I felt as a physician, I felt it was the best place to start, because if there's one thing that you could give someone that would help them be their best self, it would be exercise.
And what kind of exercise and how long? Are there certain thresholds?
So this is one of the best questions. So it depends, right? So there's different exercise recommendations for kids and adolescents, and as we get older, most of the best evidence is around 30 minutes a day. Now, some people exercise quite a bit longer than 30 minutes a day. Like if I go do my workout, it's usually somewhere in the 45 to 60 minute range. But that's why we started with 30 minutes, is that's the part that's been shown to have all those benefits that I was just talking about. And so 30 minutes is where we started. And to your question about what type of exercise, you should do whatever is going to allow you to exercise. That's why we use heart minutes. So there's good evidence that talks about how you get into your optimal heart rate. And you start with 220 and then you subtract your age, and then there's this range. And so that's what we do, is we don't care if you run, walk, swim, bike, do yoga, do strength training. We want you to get your heart rate up into your exercise target range, and we want that to be for 30 minutes or more per day, and that's where the evidence is. So that's what we're doing at Galvan, is we're starting there.
I'm guessing it's also a factor of, do you enjoy it?
For sure, right? So that's why I say, some people are like, I'm a CrossFitter, I love CrossFit. Right. And I think that's great. And I talk to other people, they're like, I hate CrossFit. I never want to do CrossFit. Yeah. I think that's up to you. That's part of owning your health is, I tried running. My brother tried to get me run. I even ran a marathon. And I just never could, I never loved it. I did it, and I was like, how much longer do I have, the whole time? But there's other types of exercise that I thoroughly enjoy. And so, not to turn any of you runners away, we love runners, it just wasn't for me. And so we want people to pick what they're going to do.
Okay, so let's take a look. Let's fire up the app.
Yeah, good question.
Get a demo.
So here, let me pull this up. So this is our Galvan Plus app. You can find it at the App Store. You can find it on the Google Play Store. You come to our website and you can get a link from there. But this is the body part, and so we're going to focus on that. As you can see, I have been working today. I have not yet worked out. So it says I've had 2 minutes of exercise. So that's what you see there, 2 out of my 30. And since this just started yesterday and I was on a plane all day yesterday, only 21 minutes of the 150 minutes. So I didn't mention that, but 150 minutes is kind of the recommended weekly target that people benefit from. So that's why we have that on there. So both the daily and then the weekly targets. So you can do a lot of things here. As the steppers, if you're a stepper, we will calculate your steps. Sleep hours, if you like to wear your device. The nice part about this, we tried to be agnostic to whatever device you have. We don't care what kind of phone you have. We don't care what kind of hardware you use. In order to track your heart minutes, it does need to plug into something that will actually measure your heart rate. So whether that's your Apple Watch or your Samsung Watch or your Fitbit or your Garmin or whatever you have, right now we match about 90 to 95% of the market with the hardware that we use. And so that's another, we think, is one of the
Yeah.
strong perks is you can use whatever you like to do whatever you like. As you'll see in here, there's a variety of things that we're going to add, but it shows sleep hours, it shows your heart minute streak. And since I didn't get my exercise yesterday, I'm at 0. And then the calories that you burned based on your own personal information. So you can click on here and you can track your heart minutes. So this will give us, as you can see here, this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this is just day of the week. You can go back as gives you the date. It just helps you. It tells you the points that you've earned. Since I haven't exercised, I've received 0 points for today. But this is just part of you being able to track. It's similar to other things, but to my knowledge, given the features that we have with this, is very unique in getting digital rewards for doing something that we're trying to do anyway.
So you mentioned digital rewards. Just give a brief explanation to the guy in the elevator that asks, so I've heard this app pays out digital rewards. What are those?
Yeah, most of the evidence would suggest that carrots work better than sticks. And so what we're trying to do is give you a carrot. So our communities that have used the app and downloaded it, what they do is if they plug in every day, you get a certain amount of points for exercising. This is back to our decentralized framework. And so the community of node owners who run the blockchain through their various devices are the ones who can vote to change that. But right now, that's why you'll see, we don't have it, but before you could see that you can get up to a certain amount of points each day for having your 30 minutes, and then you get a bonus for having your 150 minutes a week. So you get a little bit of incentive with a digital reward to do something that most of us are trying to do anyway.
Great. What else have we not covered? Let's talk about challenges.
The big part about the challenges is most of us enjoy competition in some degree or another. So I'll give you an example. As our Galvan, company, I had my best week of exercise when we were competing to see who had the most heart minutes. And so we know that that's just part of it. We know that if you go to the gym and you're part of a community, if you're part of a running group or a swimming group, if you think that showing up is going to help your team or help you to compete, we just do better. We love competition. That's why we love sports and we love athletics, and we pay a lot of money to go watch people do it. We like to compete. And so our challenges are evolving and improving every day. So we have a great development team and product team that are working to create challenges that people can use for themselves. And so not just heart minutes, but also mental health check-ins and other components that we're excited about. And so the challenges are just that. It's you can include the components that you want, and so they'll be adaptable. And we think this will also be a great opportunity for other companies to be able to create their own challenge and be able to track it, in a decentralized way on a blockchain, but also to receive rewards for doing the things that we want to do anyway.
So how many times a week should I be using this in order to, if I'm all about the rewards,
Yeah.
right? Obviously it's all about the health, but let's be real, people want the rewards.
Yeah.
How many times a week can people earn rewards?
Yeah, good question. So again, back to community decides. So right now you get points. You can get points every day of the week for exercising your 30 minutes. And then there's the bonus if you cross that magic 150-minute threshold for a week, then you get extra points. So the reality is this is part of it, is we want this to be part of your daily life. In our other episode, you can check in and see about the mental health benefits. But the beauty of this, and part of exercise, is that we know that exercise goes hand in hand with treatment for a lot of things as well, including mental health and wellness. And so you check in and realize, oh, hey, I'm feeling stressed. It's even more motivation. You got points for checking in, and now you get points for going to exercise, which we know helps to improve those symptoms.
Okay. Let's speculate for a minute. If everyone downloaded this app, used it every day to the maximum so that they got the maximum amount of points, which as I understand, convert to rewards. There's a difference between points and rewards. If everyone is maxing it out, how would that change society? Just from your educated standpoint.
Well, I'd like to say it would change the world, and in reality, it could, in a good way. The reality is this is a tool. It's a tool to get to where we want to be. all of us are striving to be our best self. And the reality is using this every day to make sure that you are mind, body, and soul pulling in a direction that is fulfilling to you. We talk about wellness, and I love the comparison of health and wellness. We all want to be both, but none of us are always healthy. And wellness is a state of mind. It's feeling like I'm in control of my scenario and my situation, and that I have the power to do something that is going to make my life better. And that's the wellness factor. And so if people were to use this every day to optimize their mental health, to exercise and assure that they were doing everything in their control in order to be healthier, things really would be better in every aspect. It makes us more productive at work. It makes us have stronger relationships, especially if we're doing things together in our ability to do this. Now, this won't cure cancer, but we know that optimized mental health helps us attack it when those terrible things happen. And we know that exercise helps us to prevent it and to overcome it if we're the unlucky ones that have to go through some of those challenges.
What are some use cases?
Well, I think I'm still connected here. Let me show you something that we are moving towards. So in here, we are hoping and have every intention to create a personalized health record. A personalized health record allows you to own your health information. Starts with mental health and with exercise, but things like your vital signs. So as you can see here, you can check in on here to see your stats or your vital signs, and you can add your vitals. So this is just the very beginning of adding your heart rate and your blood pressure. Those of you that are tracking your macros for your nutrition as a place for you to store this. I see a future state where you'll be able to input all sorts of important things here. The allergies that you have, the medications that you may be using, the diagnoses that you've been given. When you own something like your personal health information and you control who sees it, you can share it with whoever you like. You can also take it wherever you like. You also don't have to sign 8 million forms and mail it off to somebody in order to get your own health information from whatever health system or insurer or clinic that you may go to. So this really is the beginning, and that's part of the vision of having a blockchain that's run by our node owners, where they can store and use their health information for their own benefit. Now, in a very future state, we see this as an opportunity for you to have decentralized transactions using digital rewards for all sorts of things, and we're excited about the future that brings.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that in another video in a little more detail. I saw sleep there. Can you talk a little bit about what we're doing now, or maybe what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, so this is part of, again, future state. So our community has not yet voted to have sleep as part of digital rewards. I'm sure that it will make its way in there at some point. But we know that sleep is, again, an invaluable part of our lives. I love the memes on social media that talk about, I just wish I'd be more rested and get more sleep. And somebody says, oh, well, do you go to bed 8 hours before you're supposed to get up? Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I think, well, then you will never quite have the energy that you want. We know that sleep is so important. And so that's really what we're trying to do, is help inform, motivate, and incentivize people to do the things that are going to contribute to their best self. Sleep is so important and often neglected. And so that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. How can organizations use this as employee programs? Are there other businesses that could potentially use?
Yeah, the first and best is gym owners. So people who own gyms or who go to the gym, you're already doing this. Why not reward people with digital rewards for doing what they're striving to do? Often gyms will have some type of rewards program, but it's not a digital reward that actually could be used in other places. And so this actually, this is just a tool. So if you're going to the gym, or if you own a gym and you want to incentivize people to come, be part of a gathering place, if you want to do some challenges, if you want to make sure that you can point, and this is what's kind of awesome, is there's plenty of studies to show that if you're stressed or if you have, feeling depressed, that exercise is going to help. But when you can actually see that in yourself, as you can track both, what an awesome adjunct. And so it just adds extra benefits to many of the industries that are already trying to contribute to health and wellness. in a way that that's really beneficial.
Awesome. Adam, thanks for joining us for this video, and thanks for watching. We're going to leave you with a case study, an example of a husband and wife that used the app, kind of an unusual circumstance, but I think a really good example of how this app is already changing people's lives.
I remember the day that I was told I had cancer. It was in a hospital overlooking a busy intersection, and I remember sitting there looking out the window thinking everybody else's life is going on like normal, and mine came to a screeching halt, and I wasn't sure how long I was going to live.
I remember when the doctor told us that you had stage 4 and said, I've got you an appointment next week at Memorial Sloan Kettering, and we were like, oh great, is that nearby? And they were like, no, that's in New York City. And once we got to New York, they said it was not only stage 4, but you had a less than 8% chance of survival.
I said, throw everything at me, because I want to see my kids grow up. I want to walk my daughter down the aisle.
It was overwhelming feeling to keep him alive.
And so we went through 3 different types of chemo simultaneously. We had an internal chemo pump, 2 types of systemic chemo that I went through.
The fact that he had 7 surgeries was something that at that time, I didn't know how he was going to live through that.
They opened me up and took every organ out of me that they could take out of me. Took cancer out, took most of my liver, and then stapled me back up.
He lost so much weight. He's 6'3", got down to about 165 pounds. It was really hard watching him lose all that weight and just keep fighting and fighting.
We went to New York City for a checkup. I had had all my chemo, had all the surgeries. We go to the doctor's appointment. She comes in the office and says, you're all clear. There's no cancer. We can't see any cancer in your system. And we were elated from that news. Remember, we had been given a diagnosis of less than 10% chance of surviving 2 to 5 years.
My husband is now cancer-free.
I was super skinny. I was needing to recover from chemo
and they wanted you to
and
eat
surgeries.
And they wanted you to eat everything.
Yes, they were like, eat everything, please gain weight. So I was doing that, and I was able to do that very well. Now that you've gained your weight back, they started saying, we want you to exercise regularly. So I started doing CrossFit and working out really hard.
You got really discouraged.
I think I got discouraged because I thought I can't do core exercises.
They kind of told him, look, you're not going to be able to work out like normal people. They didn't really clarify how he was supposed to work out.
And I think I just gave up hope and said, I'm not going to ever be in shape, so why even try?
I guess I got to the point where I started nagging him a lot. Like, let's go do this and let's work out. And he'd be like, I don't want to. We need to make sure he's exercising, keeping his cholesterol, all that stuff down. But I would say, try this app or let's try this gym. But nothing truly motivated him. That's when we discovered the Galvan app. I actually downloaded the app for him onto his phone, and it gamified exercising for him.
So the Galvan app is this app that allows you to really easily just open it up and do a wellness check-in. It checks your stress, your emotions, just where you're at right now, mentally, emotionally. It also tracks how much you're working out and your steps each day. It works seamlessly with all my other apps, brings all those worlds together. I've never had an app that brought all those things together into one place, one dashboard I can look at. Added to it, I can see on that dashboard the digital rewards that I've earned for actually my activity, my physical activity.
It gamified working out, so then all of a sudden he's like, do you want to go for a walk? He could see his app giving him digital rewards, and he's like, I get digital rewards. He can take these, bridge them to Ethereum, and get crypto from these digital rewards. I think it's what motivated him to start wanting to work out.
So I was really stressed out one night, and I did a wellness check-in.
Because you get digital rewards.
Yeah, because I get digital rewards when I check in, so I'm really motivated to do it. So I do a wellness check-in, and the AI feature tells me I'm overstressed right now. I need to calm myself down. And so it says, just sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game for 30 seconds.
So he starts singing this song while we're on the couch.
Yeah. So I sing for 30 seconds, and I literally felt so much stress relief just by not focusing on the things that were stressing me out. It totally calmed me down and brought my stress levels down. And so the Galvan app has really helped me stay more conscious, to understand my own mental wellness, my own physical activity, track all that, and then give me digital rewards. It's tremendous. So I just love it.